The UK is expected to recognize a Palestinian state on Sunday, after Israel failed to meet the conditions set out by Keir Starmer in July. The Prime Minister is to make the announcement after concluding the humanitarian situation has deteriorated significantly in the past few weeks. The move comes despite pressure from the US and the families of hostages held by Hamas. Starmer said in July he would recognize Palestine before the gathering of world leaders at the UN General Assembly next week if the situation did not improve. Alongside the continued military offensive and humanitarian crisis in Gaza, the UK government is alarmed at plans to accelerate Israeli settlements in the West Bank, which ministers fear will end any hope of a two-state solution. Labour has sought to stress that recognition of a Palestinian state is not a reward for Hamas, and emphasized that it would have no role in the future governance of Gaza. It is expected the government will ratchet up sanctions on Hamas in due course, and it has stepped up demands for the release of hostages. David Lammy, the Deputy Prime Minister who will represent the UK at the General Assembly, said, "It's important to state that the recognition of a Palestinian state is a consequence of the serious expansion that we're seeing in the West Bank, the settler violence that we're seeing in the West Bank, and the intention and indications that we're seeing to build. For example, the E1 development that would run a coach and horses through the possibility of a two-state solution. Israel has ramped up its offensive on Gaza City, including with strikes that health officials said on Saturday killed at least 14 people overnight. Later in Israel, thousands of demonstrators joined the families of hostages still being held by Hamas to demand that Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's prime minister, negotiate an end to the war. High-level meetings at the UN summit involving world leaders begin on the 23rd of September. Starmer has found himself at odds with Donald Trump's administration over the move, which is opposed to giving official recognition to the state. The Labour leader previously suggested British recognition was conditional, and he would refrain if Israel committed to a ceasefire and long-term sustainable peace that delivers a two-state solution, and allow the UN to restart the supply of aid. All three conditions are, however, unlikely to be met given the Israeli government opposes these terms. The State of Palestine is currently recognized by 147 of the UN's 193 member states. Family members of some of the 48 hostages still in captivity have written an open letter to Starmer, condemning the move. The letter said,